20th सेंचुरी लिटरेचर की जब हम बात करते हैं तो जॉर्ज ऑरवेल का नाम हमेशा आता है. George Orwell was just not a novelist, he had also fought in wars. He was also a journalist, and उनकी journalistic writings की वजह से there was so much of realism in his works. Realism as well as layered meanings. Whenever he used to write his work, they always used to target the authority, questioning the totalitarianism जितना भी दुनिया में चल रहा है, especially we all know the Hitler's rule. So all these things were kind of being questioned very vehemently, very vociferously by one and only George Orwell. So today we are talking about George Orwell's 1984, एक बहुत seminal work जो 1949 में लिखा गया था और वो predict कर रहा था एक ऐसा world, 1984 का predict कर रहा था world जो कि बिल्कुल completely different है, scary है, surveillance से, मतलब कि government की authority के हमेशा निगरानी में रहता है. So this was a dystopic novel. What is dystopia? डिस्टोपिया एक ऐसा जॉनरा है फिक्शन में जो बताता है कि ह्यूमन रेस के लिए जीना कितना मुश्किल है. एवरीथिंग इज डिफिकल्ट, एवरीथिंग इज हार्ड, द लाइफ इज वेरी हार्ड टू लिव एंड पीपल आर लिविंग अ वेरी कंट्रोल्ड लाइफ. एंड दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट दिस वर्क जॉर्ज ऑरवेल 1984 का है. Now, why is this novel so seminal in today's time? Is because of the idea of surveillance. What is surveillance? We will talk about it, and let's just give a brief idea. आज के time में the mobile phones that we carry, they are the great weapons of surveillance. हमारा चाहे personal data हो, private data हो, professional data हो, it is very much out there. तो चाहे हमारे social media पे, चाहे हमारे applications के through, or maybe even our WhatsApp chats, it could be anything, but we are always constantly under surveillance without even our knowledge. Okay, so this is the reason that George Orwell का 1984, which is a lot about surveillance, कि हमेशा हम लोग किसी की निगरानी में हैं, चाहे हम जाने या ना जाने. Okay, so this idea gets very much pronounced during this period, and hence this work is important for you all, and especially for UPSC students. So today, I, Dr. Anamta Rizvi, will be going ahead with this lecture on George Orwell's 1984, Surveillance, Power, and Today's World. Guys, before that, let me tell you, if you want to go ahead with such wonderful knowledge which will help you in writing good answers for your GS paper, go ahead, join my classes wherein आपको सारे recorded lectures मिलेंगे, notes मिलेंगे, whatever that you have, and make sure that you are going ahead before 28th April, because 28th April को हमारा नया बैच शुरू हो रहा है. Go ahead and enroll in the course and definitely fulfill your dream of becoming a UPSC civil servant. Okay, so every day the classes are at 1 p.m. and this is how we go ahead. All right, so without wasting any other further time, let's go ahead with the class. Before that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share with your friends, and also, when you'll be going ahead with the purchase of the course, definitely use my code ARLive. All right. So guys, going ahead with this. Totalitarianism and absolute power. Okay, totalitarianism जब हम जानते हैं, जब dictatorship एक इंसान, एक रूलर के हाथ में सारी पावर आ जाती है, that man, that woman, it could be anyone who is a dictator, एक state का, एक country का, and they can dictate anything that they want. Okay, dictator terms comes from the word dictate, wherein आप कह सकते, बता सकते कि whatever that you want, that can happen, nobody can question you. So dictatorship में the one person, the monarch has the, or you can say the ruler, the dictator, the tyranny has the entire absolute power and nobody can question that. Okay, so George Orwell presents a regime. So इसमें जो 1984 work लिखा गया था, वो book का नाम है, novel का नाम है, this was written in 1949. This presents a regime that controls every aspect of life, thought, speech, and behavior. Yes, it's a dystopic world. We will discuss further about it, but it's a very interesting read. अगर नहीं पढ़ी है, इस book को ज़रूर पढ़ो, because 100% George Orwell is one writer wherein आपके interview में से question पूछा जा सकता है. 100% आपके इसके जो आपके general GS paper है, उससे question आ सकता है, because it's a very relevant writer. Okay, the party. So इसमें क्या होता है, Orwell present करता है कि एक हमारा state है, जहाँ पे एक country है, जहाँ पे completely every action of the citizen, if any citizen, is being monitored, is looked at, seeing कि क्या लोग सोच रहे हैं, ये तक उनको समझ में आता है कि क्या लोग सोच रहे हैं, ताकि अगर कोई रिबेलियन का भी ख्याल आए तो अथॉरिटी को पता चल जाए कि ये सोच रहा है, और उसको पकड़ के they will make sure that he learns a very good lesson in whatever way, इसको psychologically torture करेंगे, mentally, physically, and make sure that that seed of rebellion that was ever sowed in his mind is completely eradicated. Okay, so Orwell presents a regime that controls every aspect of life, thought, speech, and behavior. The party, जिसका नाम है 1984 में बस the party eliminates personal freedom, every ounce of personal freedom in the name of order and stability. Under the garb, under this hidden veil कि हमें order चाहिए, हमें stability चाहिए, they completely eradicate any ounce of personal freedom. Now उसके पास, he can't even think without thinking कि authority उसको question करने लगेगी. The absence of checks and balances leads to systematic oppression. No legal rights or independent institution exist to resist state power. This reflects the dangers of authoritarianism. So guys, ये जो book है जॉर्ज ऑरवेल का 1949 बताता है कि अथॉरिटेरियनिज्म किस हद तक हमें टारगेट कर सकता है. हमारा पर्सनल फ्रीडम, हमारा पर्सनल राइट आर इन फैक्ट it's so inhumane कि हमारा there is no point of even living a life. A human race को completely eradicate, और in fact human race को completely question करता है, and human race की thinking, the moment human race stops questioning and stops thinking and अपनी faculty, अपनी जो thought faculty उसको चुप कर देगा, then of course there is going to be a drastic decline in the abilities of a human race. And that is what George Orwell reflects in 1984 कि totalitarianism, एक tyrannical rule ये हद तक यहाँ तक control करता है. Then you have next, and that is Big Brother and the end of privacy. So in the entire novel, it is constantly the line comes, Big Brother is watching you. For instance, just let me say, जैसे Big Boss का घर है, Big Boss के घर में every member knows in the house that the action is being checked, that they have these boundaries, इस boundaries के बाहर जा नहीं सकते. वो लोग जो भी कर रहे हो हमेशा वो लोग कैमरे में रहते हैं. Similarly, Big Brother is similarly in that way. Okay, Big Brother is in fact a show in UK also based on the same lines, wherein the Big Brother is always watching you. Now this line, this refrain that comes again and again throughout the novel, that speaks that how you're constantly under check. Constantly under surveillance. आपका हर action, हर काम, हर सोच, हर meeting, everything, even when you breathe, it is being monitored. कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं, आप क्या सोच रहे हैं. So Big Brother is watching you symbolizes state surveillance and control. So what is this? Big Brother is watching you. It is in control कि आप कोई गलत हरकत ना करें, वो हरकत ना करें जो हमारे order and stability को खराब करे. But असलियत में क्या है? What is in reality? They want to keep your thoughts in control so that you do not go ahead with a rebellion that completely dismantles their authority. Okay, so citizens are under constant watch via telescreens, informers. That is how it is. Fear of being seen leads to self-censorship and obedience. Modern parallel जैसे हमारे CCTV cameras होते हैं. So just imagine कि जैसे हमारी पूरी दुनिया हम लोग एक बिग बॉस की दुनिया में जी रहे हैं, एंड हम लोग जो कर रहे हैं, अगर मैं पढ़ा भी रही हूँ, जो मैं सोच रही हूँ, जो मैं कह रही हूँ, एवरी एक्शन ऑफ माइंड इज बीइंग मॉनिटर्ड. ओके, दैट इज बिग ब्रदर. इमेजिन, ये सुनने में तो लग रहा है कि ओके, बट इमेजिन इफ इट इज हैपेंस, you will be so conscious throughout. You will be so worried of your actions. And then अगर ये पता चल जाए कि अगर आपने कुछ गलत सोच लिया, authority आपको पकड़ के they will put you behind bars, then you will not even one ounce of authority questioning authority आपके अंदर दिमाग में आएगा. So raises questions about privacy rights under Article 21, right to life. Okay, so this is, of course, we all know this. Then going ahead, thought crime and censorship. Independent thinking is criminalized as thought crime. So even thoughts were monitored in that work. Similarly, जैसे कि एक rebellion जब होता है तो सबसे पहले rebellion कहाँ से आता है? Thoughts से. You think that what you are doing to me is not right. I will rebel. This is a thought that comes. And then of course comes the action. So उस book में ये तक दिखाया है that सोचना भी crime है. आप सोच भी नहीं सकते. Okay, so they have some machines, they have some ability to assess someone's thought. So independent thinking is criminal as thought crime. People are punished not for actions but for ideas. Okay, so action करने का तो मौका ही नहीं मिलेगा, right? Because a Big Brother keeps you under such control in 1984 that you will not even get a chance to do action, but you're punished for the thought that has come into your mind. So the thought police, there is entire police in that book. The thought police ensures ideological conformity, suppression of dissent. Dissent matlab rebellion. Suppression of dissent is a key tool of authoritarian rule. Encourages critical awareness about censorship laws लॉस एंड प्रेस फ्रीडम। तो ये जो हमारा ये जो पॉइंट है, दिस आइडिया हमें क्या बताता है, ऑरवेल का जो वर्क है इनकरेज करता है हमें सोचने के लिए दैट क्रिटिकल अवेयरनेस कितनी ज़रूरी है about censorship laws and press freedom. It is so important to have a freedom of your speech, of expression, so that you can question the authority. The moment you write something or you say something जहाँ पे authority आपको दबाने की कोशिश करे, आपके सही बात को, चाहे आपका सही हो कोई भी बात को, अगर आपको आवाज़ आपको ना उठाने को मिले, सो दैट इज़ अ ह्यूज लेवल ऑफ सेंसरशिप दैट इज कंप्लीटली एनिहिलेटिंग, डिस्ट्रॉइंग योर फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एंड एक्सप्रेशन. सो दैट इज थॉट क्राइम एंड सेंसरशिप के बारे में बात हो रही है. देन यू हैव मैनिपुलेशन ऑफ ट्रू. डबल थिंक. डबल थिंक मीन्स होल्डिंग टू कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी बिलीव्स simultaneously. The party rewrites history to control public memory. Okay, so truth is what the state says. It is no objective fact exists. So again, the history is in control of the state. यहाँ पे बता रहे हैं कि जो history, whatever that they want to create the past, चाहे कोई fact है या नहीं fact है, but the state wants to create a history, creates a past, glorify the past, or maybe distort the past in such a manner that aligns with their policy, that aligns with their ideology to reinstate their rule. Okay, so double think means holding two contradictory beliefs simultaneously. The party is rewriting the history. The party is molding this entire narrative ताकि उनकी आइडियोलॉजी के से मैच करके उनका रूल एंड रीइंस्टेट हो. इट डज नॉट मैटर व्हाट हैपन. द पावर इज विद देम. दे आर द डिक्टेटर्स. दे कैन डू एनीथिंग दैट दे वांट. ट्रूथ इज व्हाट द स्टेट सेज. इट इज नो ऑब्जेक्टिव फैक्ट एग्जिस्ट. जो वो कहेंगे वो सच है. नथिंग एल्स एग्जिस्ट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस. Parallels, this parallels. What does this parallels with fake news? Propaganda is misinformation today. So across the globe, we can say that because of mass media culture, because of social media, there is fake news. There is a proliferation of, those aspects which reinstate the reign of a particular ruler or a party. वो आइडियाज रीइंस्टेट होते हैं और यही होता है कि प्रोपेगेंडा सिनेमा आता है, बुक्स आती हैं, न्यूज़ आती है, फेक न्यूज़, सो दैट इट कंप्लीटली अलाइंस, इट मैचेस इन दैट कैटेगरी दैट दे वांट. सो प्रमोट्स this idea of George Orwell promotes critical thinking about fact-based analysis in public discourse. Then you have next, language as a tool of control, newspeak. So वहाँ की एक language है, 1984 में एक particular language है जो लोग बोलते हैं, that is newspeak. Okay, तो उस language का नाम होता है newspeak. So newspeak is a language that is designed to limit the range of thought. जब आपके पास शब्द ही नहीं होंगे तो आप सोचेंगे कितना. न्यूज़ स्पीक एक पर्टिकुलर कुछ ही अल्फाजों की लैंग्वेज है, कुछ ही वर्ड्स की लैंग्वेज है जो कि वो लोग प्रमोट करते हैं, प्रोपोगेट करते हैं, सेइंग कि हम लोग बस इतना ही हमारे वर्ड्स हैं. जब हमारे पास वर्ड्स नहीं होंगे, जो हमारे पास थॉट्स नहीं आएंगे, जब हम थॉट्स नहीं आएंगे तो हम लोग उन थॉट को आर्टिकुलेट कैसे करेंगे व्हेन वी डू नॉट हैव वर्ड्स टू आर्टिकुलेट दोज थॉट्स. सो दे आर कंट्रोलिंग द लैंग्वेज एज वेल. वर्ड्स लाइक फ्रीडम, words like liberty, they do not exist in newspeak vocabulary. So words like freedom and justice are eliminated or redefined. Freedom की नई भाषा वो लोग नई definition दे देंगे, justice की नई definition, fairness की नई definition, completely distorting what exactly previously was by inventing a new language which either does not have these words, or अगर ये words हैं भी, then they have a very different definition of these words. A restricted vocabulary restrains complex rebellious ideas. This shows how language can shape and limit political thought. जब हमारे पास बात करने का हमारे when we do not have that ability, the language, the tool to express our thoughts, जब हमारे उन words का meaning ही बदल दिया. So if you're talking about freedom, if you're talking about a particular liberty, तो उसका उन्हीं ने मतलब ही बदल दिया, तो we will come across as wrong. Right, so highlights the importance of linguistic freedom and media literacy. Okay, so what does this book talk about? कि कितना linguistic freedom की ज़रूरत है. We need to have those words which can express what we feel. Then erasure of individual identity, personal emotions, love and relationship are seen as threats. Nobody in that book, nobody can have a relationship that is based on love, emotions. Okay, why? Because that is going to unite them. So the state seeks to break all private loyalties. Only loyalty to Big Brother remains. No, but there's no कोई emotions नहीं है, कोई love angle नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं है. Why? Because आपको नहीं करना, because you have to stay loyal to Big Brother. So individual desires are replaced with collective obedience. इंडिविजुअल डिजायर्स एलिमिनेटेड, इंडिविजुअल डिजायर्स खत्म हो गए, आपको कलेक्टिव ओबीडियंस दिखानी है. कलेक्टिव ओबीडियंस मतलब द एंटायर स्टेट इज शोइंग ओबीडियंस टुवर्ड्स the one authority, that is Big Brother. Citizens become faceless tools of the regime, and this underscores the need to protect human dignity and personal rights. So what is this book underscoring for us? Another the point, and that is the need to protect our human dignity, our right to live a normal life, our right to express emotions, desire love, give love. These are a part of human identity, human individuality. When that is ripped off, you are living a dystopic world. That is what he's saying. Then you have perpetual war and invented enemies. The party keeps people in fear of through constant shifting war. So perpetual war and invented enemies. बार बार ये लोग ना they create enemies ताकि नो हर वक्त जो citizens हैं वो लोग खौफ में रहें, डर में रहे कि अब क्या होगा, next क्या होगा. So that the state is all the time controlling their mind through fear. Okay, there is fear, and what they show, what they project, okay, you are in constant fear. You are in constant, there's something that's constantly going wrong in this country, in the state, so that आपका जितना भी thought है ना उस emotion पे जाए, the idea of fear, so that you do not have anything else to think about. So war maintains a crisis atmosphere, justifying state control. Scarcity and hardship are blamed on external threats. Okay, so illustrates how fear can be politically manipulated. जो fear होता है ना, this element of fear can be played so well. It can be politically manipulated, and this is how you control. Fear जब जहाँ आपने जनता में fear develop कर दिया, you are in complete control. That is what Big Brother, that is what George Orwell is saying in his 1984. Okay, so guys, with this, I'm coming to an end with my lecture on George Orwell. It's a very wonderful book, something that I would encourage all of my students to read. 1984 इनका एक और work आया था, Animal Farm, a wonderful work, another one. So George Orwell was basically very witty, great satirist, and very important for the 20th century as well as today's time. A visionary writer, we can see जो उन्होंने work लिखा है, very relevant even in today's time. Go ahead, read the novel, and if you want to go ahead with such interesting information, do join my paid course, जहाँ पे पूरा UPSC English Literature का course आपका cover होता है. Everything that you have in a very minute, detailed manner, question practice, question answers practice, and you have everything that is there. Every day the classes are at 1 p.m. 28th April को नया batch शुरू हो रहा है. Use my code AR Live. Go ahead, join the course, and be a part of the journey and be a UPSC civil servant. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you all in the classes. Bye-bye.